Yeah, it was a pretty amazing week, to be honest. I'd come off a 3 week stretch in Australia and played some very good golf. We had the Victorian Open, which I was coming off a 6 week break. I didn't pick the clubs up for till 4 days before the tournament, and actually started off really well. But I think as the tournament grew, I just didn't have the sharpness and missed the third round cut there, which was getting to the top 32 by a shot. Which anytime you miss a cut, it doesn't matter whether it's second day, third day, you're never happy. So I was a bit gutted with that. Went home and we had the Queensland PGA in Toowoomba, and again, just got off to a really good start. I felt like the week before it sharpened me up a little bit and got into a groove and was comfortable what I was doing, playing a lot within myself. And then just through the back nine, things just didn't go my way, and had an unfortunate finish, which looking back, it actually wasn't as bad as it may have been. But I put that down to I just got too far ahead of myself, just thinking about too much, not being disciplined enough with what I was focusing on, which was getting the job done, and just gave myself that little bit of opening that a few external things came in, and that was pretty gut-wrenching, to be honest, because I had my wife on the bag who hadn't caddied for me for 20 years, and I had my two daughters there walking the fairways as well. So I think for that sort of, I guess for me, it felt like I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. That was pretty gut-wrenching to have them there. It would have been an awesome family experience to share that with them, because I've never won with them being at the golf course. And it was a pretty distraught 2 hour drive back to the Gold Coast after that. And it took a couple of days. I said to my wife, I'm over it, I'm done. This is just, there was just the lowest of lows. And she said, well, just get out there, keep going, just learn what you did. And so I went up to the Sunshine Coast, played the Queensland Open, and again, I didn't really want to be there. It was just still had the emotions from the week before going on, but we'll just push through it. I think one of the big factors was at the start of last year, I said to my performance coach, Dave Oliver, I said, I've got 2 years and I'm done. So he sort of took a look back and he said, okay, well, let's break this down. Then you've got 50 tournaments left to your finish. And that made the time frame quite real. Last year, went through the whole year, played really nicely, finished high up on the order merit in Japan, came close at the end of the year at the Tour Championship. And so I sort of took that on. I thought, okay, well, I've only got 16 events left to finish. I've got to go again. And I think that time frame spurred me on just a bit more, and got up to the Sunshine Coast, was in contention again. Then got to New Zealand, and I think just the frustration that I had the 3 weeks prior sort of gave me a release mechanism that I was sort of overthinking, and I was just trying to do too much too well. And I just went to New Zealand. As soon as I got there, you guys just looked after us, this place so well. Just felt, you get to Queenstown and it's like, wow, this is paradise. You feel like you're on a holiday, and just the whole atmosphere of the tournament just made me relax again, enjoy playing golf again. And I think not so much the failure, but the real hard learning that came really quickly after such a break that I had over Christmas, it just sort of made my intensity really sharpen up. And I had a great phone call with Dave on the Tuesday night, and we just broke things down, and he gave me one simple thing to do for the whole week, and that was all to do with discipline. And I just didn't. That was probably the biggest achievement of the whole week, was how disciplined I stayed in the tournament, even though the external factors were still trying to come in through who I was playing with, what position I was on the leaderboard, and that never wavered. And that was the biggest thing that I took out of the tournament. And it was, to win it twice, to win a national open twice, it's something that you'll always have. And like I said to the guys before, it wasn't the fact of the win that made the biggest difference. It was the process that I went through that gave me the biggest amount of pride and satisfaction. The win's great, but it wasn't the real reason why I sort of felt the way I did when I finished. It was just total satisfaction, total pride that I'd stuck to a game plan. I didn't let anything externally come in. Played within myself, and yeah, it was you'd think playing golf for 25 years you'd learn, but sometimes in 1 month I went from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs, which I've never done in my career. I've always been consistent, and I've had injuries and I've had other things go wrong, but never felt as though I'd lost a tournament like that and then won a tournament in the space of 3 weeks. It was more the emotional feelings that went through rather than a won. That didn't really come into the mindset. It was just how satisfied I was of getting that victory.